Hey buddies, welcome back to Video Games Awesome Live. Just booting up Overwatch. I'll play some after this show, but right now I just want to talk about what was my next topic?
Season 2.
Season 2 is on its way, and the developer, what's his name, Jeff Kaplan, head guy, Mr. Overwatch, sent out a video that talked about Season 2 changes to competitive, and there's some good and there's some bad. I'm going to talk about the bad first.
Okay.
Well, to preface that, the major thing that they're changing is how people perceived what your skill rating was and what it meant.
We're talking about competitive.
Yeah, competitive. They talked for a while about how skill rating, people perceived 60 as a bad thing, and in his words he said 60 meant that you got a D or a C or whatever. A D minus, and he's like, that, even though in his words 60 made you a badass, and in fact made you in the top 6% of the best Overwatch players to reach level 60. And what they wanted to do was, instead of using a 1 to 100 scale, which works on a bell curve, and so most people are going to be from level 40 to level 60. Even though 60 is really, really high up there, and level 30 is way, 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 way down there, and level 40 is pretty good, is decent. That's normal. 40 is like normal. A normal player who doesn't play a ton. 50 is like perfect middle of the road. It's like you've practiced quite a bit and you've gotten to be as good as half the players. 60 puts you in the top 6%. So the road from 50 being half the players to 60 being better, the top 6% of players, that's massive between 10 skill levels. And that's why people have been like, don't understand why with all this work they don't seem to really raise up at all.
Yeah.
And so what they've done is they've decided to change it from 1 to 5,000. So you go up whole numbers, and the other thing they're going to do is make them split it up into tiers. So level, I think he said something like, there'll be like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, master, and grandmaster, or something like that, split roughly into 500 level tiers, but that doesn't...
We'll talk about that, because...
Yeah. So I think that where I made it, like level 63 would be like platinum, and that master starts at about level 70.
Right.
And or that's diamond, I think, is at level 70, or maybe something like that. I don't know, fucking something like that. But
they didn't even specify.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't make it very clear,
Yeah.
but they'll make it clear later. But here's the downside. What they said was, and this is not being covered by many of the blogs, because evidently, according to Kotaku and all these other fuckers, they don't think that this is a big deal. They just left it completely out of their coverage of his video. And it's a small part of the video, but he mentions, you will not be able to group up with anybody who's outside of 500 levels.
Yo, you haven't even talked about the levels yet. So now it's going to go from 1 to 5,000.
I just talked about that.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay.
And I talked about the tiers, and he says, anybody within 500, which in today's terms means 10 levels, right? That's 500 in the new form will be 10 levels in the old form. So if you're outside of 10 levels away from somebody today, like if I'm a level 60 player, I wouldn't be able to play with anybody who's lower than 50. That fucking sucks!
Yeah.
You won't be able to group up with them. And the reason that they did that was, I think, it was in regards to... See, you say that BA29. People who are in level 70 and grouped up with level 40 ruined it for everyone. Why? People say that as though that sentence right there explains everything. That doesn't explain shit. Because if a person with level 70 groups with level 40, it will average the team and get you another team that has an average overall that works like that. It can suck going up against somebody who's, like, if you have a team full of people who are level 45, and you go up against a team whose level 70 guy in his team is balanced out by a level 30 person, that can make a lopsided match, because who says that the level 30 person offsets the level 70 guy being on that team? He's still going to eat up everybody on your team who's level 45. He's going to be, like, unstoppable unless you, like, put 3 people to counter him, right?
Yeah.
I can't understand how that does, but that's a rare situation. What I thought that they were doing this was to that's called smurfing, Dwarf. To counteract smurfing, which is a technique in which people purposefully devalue themselves, go out and lose a bunch of games, as many as they can, in order to get lower, even though they are a high skill level player, and then they help their friend reach higher precipices. Somebody who can't seem to break past the 70 mark wants to get up to 80 so he can get into the top 500 players and get that sweet animated decal and look like a big shot to everybody. he will group up with him, and so this level 40 guy who's actually a level 70 player himself is going to help his level 70 buddy get up to level 80. That's called smurfing. They could counteract that easily with what they just described. And what I didn't get into, this is what I didn't get into. They're going to create tiers where once you reach gold or platinum or whatever, you won't be able to drop back down. Once you've reached that, you are a gold player. You are a platinum player, period. Even if you do shitty for a while, and this was to offset the feeling that, like, I did shitty enough, or I tried a new character and I dropped a bunch of levels, that feels crappy to me. Now I'm suddenly playing with people who I think are lower skill level than me. I think I'm a better player than this.
Right.
And it happened to me, kind of.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get back into the 40s where people were dropping matches and I felt like they were playing dumb. And I didn't feel like, I felt like I was past their skill level. But it takes a long time to get out of there because you have to play with those people to get up those skill levels. But you won't be able to drop down. Once you reach a precipice, you'll be permanently a gold player or a platinum player, and you'll always be matched with platinum or gold people. So that gets rid of smurfing. It's like the only time you'll ever be able to smurf again is once per account.
Yeah.
I think the problem is solved. If you can only smurf once per account, whatever. It'll happen sometimes, but whatever. It'll be like, I don't think it'll be as big of an issue as it is now. If it was, they say it was an issue. But instead they've decided that they're going to make it so people can't match with their friends who aren't on their level, and that sucks.
That is true that in the top 2 tiers you can drop.
You can drop. There will be atrophy applied to people who are in Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster. You'll lose 50 skill points a day if you don't play.
So if you don't play for 7 days, then it will drop 50 skill points a day.
Yeah. So you have to play at least once a week, and that's not a big deal.
But I don't think you can drop it below gold.
Yeah. So no, you can't below Diamond, or no, yeah. Once you, I don't know if you can drop out of Diamond.
Okay.
They say Diamond people can lose skill rating. So I think if you've made your way mid-Diamond, you can be put down to par Diamond again, eventually, or something like that. But they said that they're open to feedback from the test servers, yes, and I really hope they reconsider the idea that, because Overwatch, if you've been playing it, has become competitive only, basically. If you play in quick play today, the meta in there is very just, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
this has
they
nothing to
don't
do with my
really
skill
care.
rating, so nobody cares. Everybody, like, even if you're not competitive, it's fun to play in competitive, because people play like they give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's way better Overwatch games.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, it sucks that they might be, presumably, if you get a group of 6 to play in quick play, you'll be matched up with another group of 6 who actually would be trying.
Yeah.
You'd think a group of 6 would try a lot
Quick
more
play
than
is
random
full of maze,
people.
putting up ace walls so that you can't and they can't get out of your spawn point, or like Symmetra's putting friggin'
teleporters off cliffs. It has to be made way beyond 500 skill points. It's got to be, like, they just got to get rid of the limit. I don't care. I think that it will be a rare instance where a person who's a level 70 player has a buddy who's level 40. So what?
Yeah.
It'll happen, and that's just going to happen. Eventually that level 40 player will get better, I guess. Like, the point is, the smurfing issue's not there anymore. So why does it matter if...
I want to be able to play with you, man. Like, that fucking sucks that I can't play with
Becky's
you
level
because I'm not good
40
enough.
and I'm level in the mid-60s, that sucks that we can't play together.
Yeah.
Like, do they really feel as though it makes it unfair if me and Becky playing together make a team average of level 45 or 50, and that if we go up against a bunch of level 50 players, that it's unfair to them because a level 60 player's playing with them? And that it's not offset by the fact that they're playing against a level 40 player who's 10 levels below them on the same team? I think it evens out.
That's fucking bullshit that we have to go to quick play to play together.
We just went over why that's shitty. And why did I say, Kalenius, why do you think that me and Becky playing together isn't competitive?
Yeah.
Why exactly is it not competitive?
Because I'm
Explain
not as
that.
good.
Because she's not as good? She's not competitive? Yeah, don't just dismiss it by saying go to quick play. That's kind of a shitty attitude to think that
That's
people...
not what he meant.
Okay, but that's like to think that people who are lower skill level don't deserve to be in competitive or something, or don't deserve to play on with other people at a higher level. Like, that's wrong.
Like, so many of our turbos won't be able to play together now.
That's shitty. Yeah, and that was really fun with our community. In fact, we just did a recent show where I said, hey, we lose a lot on this show when we play together turbos. Let's this time put in a concerted effort to win. And we all played as our best characters, and we did amazing that show. And it was so much fun really trying to win together. And we had a wide disparity of skill levels across the board, and it was so much fun. But anyways, other changes, there weren't a lot. Gold is about to be multiplied by 10. And the cost of things to buy with gold will be multiplied by 10.
Shit, so should I buy my stuff right now? Okay.
Rethink about what I just said, Becky.
My gold will be multiplied by 10?
Gold is about to be multiplied by 10, and the things you buy with gold is about to be multiplied by 10. Yes.
But I have a certain amount of gold
It'll be
now.
multiplied by 10.
Okay.
The pancake. No, it'll all be multiplied by 10.
Not gold competitive points.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think of it as gold because it buys gold weapons. Gold doesn't even exist in the... I guess it does.
I was thinking like currency.
Currency is
Whatever
not gold.
Currency is.
It's
is our
competitive
currency
points.
called?
Sorry, because it buys gold weapons is why I called it gold. I'm 3 away.
Ooh.
I can show you guys what my first gold weapon's gonna be. The reason they did that is so that they can give you less than 1 point, basically, because in the new season they're gonna get rid of sudden death. So that means in rare cases there will be the possibility of ties, but they want to give you points for that. So instead of earning 10 for a win, you get 5 when you get a tie, which he says is going to be rare, but that's pretty much why they multiplied it by 10, is so that they can give you half points, so that you get something. Yeah, this is the first gold weapon I'm gonna buy.
You can like it.
Barely see it because of my mud skin.
Nice.
And after that, I'm probably going to stop buying gold weapons because I think that in the future they're going to release something else that you can buy with the competitive points. And I'm not huge on gold weapons. I think this is funny, but after that, I don't really want gold weapons. So I'm going to wait and save up my gold or my competitive points over time. The only other gold weapon I think is cool is Zenyatta's, for all of his balls to be converted to gold. Would be kind of cool. But because they'll always be around his neck, so it'll look like
I
big,
have like maybe 40 points. Maybe. So, was there any other changes? That's pretty much it. That's the big. I just wanted to make this segment to rant because I think it's shitty. Yeah.
I hope they change it back because you should be able to match up with whoever you want.
I'm really bummed about that.
Yeah.
Because I learn a lot whenever I play with Fraser.
Oh, it's a completely different game when you play with people who are at higher skill level.
Yeah.
You get to learn so much about how you should be moving in the game instead of how people move on lower levels. Like, it's hard to, like, when I de-leveled myself, and I didn't de-level to Smurf, I de-leveled because I was like, I want to learn these other characters, and I'm sick of playing the higher levels, and I got myself all the way back down to 40 by playing my shittiest characters. And it wasn't de-leveling to Smurf, it was de-leveling to actually learn again, like learn characters
kind of at a lower
level. But once I got down there, I realized I was learning nothing because I was up against people who just didn't seem to be on the same, and I'm not trying to be a snob about it, but they weren't on the same level.
I'm not on the same level as you.
And I wasn't learning how to move properly. I was like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good now as McCree, but you know what? I feel like it's because they're really not good. And then I realized that I needed to go practice these bad characters in spots, so I didn't de-level. I wanted to stay at those high levels and practice my bad characters while up there.
I used to do quick play for learning new characters until it turned into a shit show. And nobody gave a shit and we're playing like fucking morons.
Does somebody just say that again? Use quick play to learn new characters?
Yeah.
That goes against exactly what I just said. You learn nothing when you're playing against people who aren't playing in a real scenario way.
Quick play used to be fun. But then competitive came out, and I just feel like people don't take it seriously, and they drop a lot. Like, I've just been really upset with quick play.
Yeah, you don't learn how to play characters unless you're playing in a real-world situation, and you'll only get that in competitive, where people actually give a shit about the objectives.
Yeah. I learn characters with friends in quick play.
You can learn their movements, you can learn the timing maybe, but you're not going to learn them in a scenario that like makes real sense. You're not going to be able to say
I've had horrible luck.
This is how you play McCree on this on Watchpoint Gibraltar. This is where he should be positioned. This is where he should be ready for a person to ambush him. That will never get into your brain because you'll never be playing against people who are playing in a real way.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that's all that he announced, basically. And that this is coming about in Season 2, so that's like, what, 4 weeks away or 3 weeks away? Or what? So this, yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks after this ends, and that's in a few days. Do you guys remember anything else? Did he announce? I can't remember everything he said. I think that's it. That's all that mattered to me.
Yeah.
Is the rewards. Goodbye coin flip. Goodbye sudden death.
Right.
They're going to change the way that those roll out. I still don't understand how they end. Basically, I just let the system tell me.
Me too.
Yeah. All I know is it's stupid. Sudden death is dumb.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I literally just play. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's over now. Right.
The reason that...
People try to explain it to me, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
The reason sudden death is annoying is because Overwatch is about a game of adjustments. It's about looking at what the other team has decided to roll out and adjusting. Sudden death is just about like, all right, I'm going to run out with a Genji hoping that I think they have a Bastion, but if they don't, I have one death to correct it, and that's it. It's like, that's all the time you have. That's why sudden death is stupid, because it's just a crapshoot. It's like, all right, I'm going to run out the gate as this guy and hope they don't have this guy. Like, that's basically it.
That's totally what I do.
It's kind of like trying to get into the other team's head. It's like, do you think these guys would do like a Torbjorn, Bastion, Reinhardt protecting the Bastion type of defense? Or do you think they'll just use the characters they just used? Like, it's so hard to figure out.
Yeah, I can't picture Sombra being Canadian. That'd be cool.
No, she's Mexican. It's been kind of a lot of well, I mean, she speaks Spanish in all of her clues.
Right.
So I think that's all we're covering today. Lots of Overwatch stuff coming out, and we're hoping for... I'm hoping for Sombra to come out during Gamescom. I hope that if that map is coming in September, that at least Sombra's coming real soon.
Yeah.
I hope she drops during... I'm surprised that the map's not dropping during Gamescom. Since it's in Germany, it's a German map, you'd think it'd be like, oh, and by the way, it's ready to play today. Or at least hitting the public test servers as of Gamescom or something like that. Maybe it will hit public test servers when Gamescom hits. If it's playable there at the show floor.
Actually. Yeah.
You think Map and Sombra will drop at the same time? I'm hoping Sombra way sooner. I'm hoping Sombra like just around the corner.
It would be great if it got released on Thursday to get us through the dead zone between Season 1 and 2.
Yeah, you need some... Plus, we need time to practice. We need time to fuck around with her, just like get the basics of the character. And I know that I said like you need to practice in competitive, but when you're just learning the character, when you're just learning how she moves and how her fucking shit works, you need a couple days just to really fuck around with her, like not to give a shit.
The brawl of the week could be Sombra, like how they did with Lana.
And at least between the seasons, Quick Play actually may be full of people playing properly because there is no competitive for a while.
Yeah, I could see that.
High bandwidth servers were announced, and that may matter. Like that's going to be on PC. A lot of people have been complaining since Overwatch came out that it isn't like a modern shooter, in that it doesn't have 60 updates per second. It has 20 updates per second.
Yeah.
Refreshes, like that's basically means like how many times the server checks with your computer about what you've done.
Okay.
So it leaves with their new update, potentially there's 3 times the chance that you will not have a complaint where it's like, oh, I just died, but I hit my fucking ultimate before that would have caused me not to die. Or like, say with Reaper, how he goes into shadow form. Right. There's many times where I get killed and I'm like, I fucking pressed his shadow form before I died, but it rewound it and I got killed. Or like you get behind cover and all of a sudden it's like, you know you were behind a wall. All of a sudden it's like, nope, you're dead. You were shot before you got behind the wall. Yeah. And that type of thing happens because it's a...
It happens with Tracer with me all the time.
Yeah, like blinking when you know you blinked, but it's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
According to his computer, he shot you first, and it gives shooter preference in this game. So they think that 60 tick rate, is what they call it, will alleviate some of that. But people are still going to blame the tick rate when they have problems.
I'd blame the tick rate. I'm always going to blame the tick rate.
It's a game of latency. It's a game of people playing each other around the world. There's going to be issues like that.
Yeah.
You just have to, like, you know, it's the nature of the beast. Roadhog hooks and stuff like that. Yeah, people say Roadhog hook is broken because it gets people behind walls. No, it's because on his screen, you were in front of the wall.
Yeah.
You hadn't gone behind cover yet. And yes, it does suck when it happens to you, but I mean, it's, again, unless you're in the same room as the people, it's always going to kind of be like that till you're at the tournament at BlizzCon, being the pro that you are.
Mm-hmm. I'm in the top 90 percentile.
Whether it's...
No, I'm the top 90%.
You're in the top 90% of players. Roadhog's hitbox should always be big, in my opinion. What else was I gonna... I think that's it. Yep. And the 60 tick rate might be coming to console. They're saying they're looking into it, but I could take it or leave it. It's like, I mean, they have to deal with it as much as I have to deal with it. My opponents have to deal with it as much as I do. It is annoying when you think you saved yourself before you died, and I guess if they can alleviate that a little bit, but I think some people, skeptics, are dubious as to how much it will fix it.
Right.
Some people think that those who are clamoring for it are people who just need to, quote, get good and stop complaining about how the system's jilted, fucking them over too much.
Yeah.
You guys want to see the Fuck McCree video?
Okay, let's do it quick.
Nah, we'll watch it on another day. I'll conglomerate a bunch of fan shit for another fan art, Overwatch fan video type of show. We'll do another one of those one time.
Okay.
But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll play some Overwatch after this. Becky's out of here, and that's your Overwatch update.
Bye.
See you later.